So, hello there. We are here with David Esbri, who is producer over at Devir Games, who's going to let us know what he's been up to since the UK Games Expo last year.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
So, yeah, last time when we were over at the UK Game Expo, we were there with 3 games. One of them is right behind you, The Color Monster, which is like the game that we could continue talking about and about for a very long time. La Viña and Silk. So we've already had a chance to talk about these games in length. So let's focus on what happened after that.
Okay.
So from the last Essen Spiel show, we released 3 games at that event. So the first one of them is Kare Kare.
I love Kare Kare.
So yeah, so this game, this is like what we would say it's a family plus kind of game. It's not very difficult to learn, but it's quite deep in terms of gameplay. What you will be doing in this game is you are exploring this new island, this new territory, which happens to be New Zealand. Mm-hmm. And what you will be doing during the game is placing these tiles all over the board. And depending on where you place each particular tile, that will trigger a series of events like rewards or resources that you're going to get. So it gets to the point where it's really, really important to figure out which is the best place for you to place each of these tiles. So this is Kare Kare. Now, this one, Paris, has been getting a lot of buzz recently, right?
It has. It had a brilliant review from Shut Up and Sit Down. They loved it, and it sold out here in the UK pretty much immediately afterwards. So we're waiting for some more now. Yeah,
well, they're on their way. I mean, we had to, we're well stocked in each of our different businesses around the world, but we had to restock, and we're waiting for more games to arrive. So it's not going to take long. This game is like what we would say like the perfect 2-player game. It works really well. It has 2 different phases. The first phase, what you will be doing is laying some tiles on the board, which is actually integrated in the box. So that makes it very convenient to take around and play anywhere you want. And what you will be doing is setting up your board, in which you will be placing buildings in the second phase of the game.
Yep.
The way in which you place those buildings will award more or less points depending on how you manage to place them on the board. So yeah, this game is getting a lot of very good attention, and we're very happy with its performance. So if you haven't had the chance to try it out yet, by all means, give it a shot, because we're sure that you're gonna love it.
Absolutely, and it's so beautiful as well. I love the postcards that are in there with all the pretty pictures on. It's nice when you have a game that's not only clever and strategic, but is actually just a pleasure to look at. It's just that really kind of floats my boat. So yeah.
Well, I think that, I mean, since I am the person behind all of these titles, I take a lot of personal pride in the way these games actually end up being. I mean, how they look, how they feel on the touch. So we spend a lot of time thinking about the components, thinking about the illustrations. I come from an illustrator background, so as an artist, I try to make sure that these games look really, really good. So we do our best.
Perfect. What's next?
And Razzia.
Yes.
So, around Razzia, this game has been nominated for an award here at the UK Games Expo.
It has, yeah. It's been awarded for, one of the best dice games. So I can fully understand it, because since we got this, we have not had this off our table at home. My children absolutely adore it. It's fast, it's furious, and it's just such a fun, lovely family game. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah. Also, we have put together a video with Sophia Wagner, who's the designer of the game. That you should have available somewhere around here.
Yeah.
So just go and check it out. And yeah, so this is what we've done in 2019.
Okay.
And now on 2020, we have already released Crazy Fishing.
Yes.
Okay, so Crazy Fishing, this one is a family game. So this is a game that you can play with your kids, and it is not a very complex game. So what you're gonna have in your table is like a pond, a sea, where there are a lot of fishes, and players will be playing their reel and rod cards in order to fish out the best fish around. So this game works really well with children because they have a lot of fun because you don't really know what's beneath each fish card. So it's a little bit of a memory, and you keep trying to guess which is the best card for you to pick up. And also it has like a little bit of an advanced set of rules in which you can use like special fishes that have special abilities that trigger. And so it's not a very complicated game. It's good for all sorts of players. Doesn't really matter how experienced they are. And I hope that you give it a shot as well.
Yeah, it's quite a nice one as well because it packs down really small out of the box, so you can literally just put it in your handbag and take it with you, which if you've got kids is just what you need to be able to do. And that's from 6+, so that, and the Colour Monsters from 3+, so those are our two kind of youngest games that we have here in our shop. So yeah, it's a good fun game. What's next?
Okay, so this one is a very special game as well because this is what we are releasing right now here at the UK Games Expo Virtual Show. This game, it's out of this world. It's by, this game has been designed by Colin Hendricks, which happens to be a British game designer.
Excellent.
That I met, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago at the UK Games Expo. So this is like coming round full circle. So this is a card game. This is a cooperative card game in which the players, they take the role of teenagers. There you go. They take the role of teenagers in like somewhere in the early 90s or something like that. And they will be facing some sort of supernatural threat. Of course, all the grown-ups, they will pay no attention to whatever's going on. So kids will have to fix this thing on their own. So it's kids on bikes, walkie-talkies, and whatnot. It is a lot of fun. It's a, as I said, it's a cooperative game. But since only one of the players is allowed to speak out loud during the round, that makes sure that you don't have that sort of like alpha player that tells everyone what to do. So I think that the game is quite clever in this regard.
It is, yeah, it's good fun game. We've been enjoying that one. So we've got our walkie-talkies out. We've I played that with my children as well. And they quite enjoyed that one. It didn't get them off Matsia, but it was still a one to work on for them. It's a nice game. I like it. I like the whole kind of 70s skateboard art and everything as well. That's good fun.
Actually, we also have a video somewhere around this place with Cohen, with the designer of the game, and Fran, who's the illustrator of this game. Oh, brilliant. In which they will be talking about the process of making this game. I will be in that video as well. So yeah, I mean, check it out and see if this game is for you.
Perfect. Good.
And, so this is everything that I've talked about so far, it already exists.
Okay, cool.
So I'm just going to give you a small sneak peek of what's going to happen in the next few months. And by that, I mean probably like October time by SN Spiel, digital as well. What a weird year, man.
Isn't it just? Really
So this game, it's called the Red Cathedral. And this is a game in which players will be like building crews that they are putting together the St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow. Okay. So this is your typical mid-Euro type of game.
Okay.
So that's where your complexity level falls. It's a game that it's not very complicated to understand, but it has a lot of game in this little box. This box is packing a lot of game. You're gonna have to build your own engine to get more resources, to get to the right spots in the cathedral for you to build. You will be interacting with the other players in a quite amicable way. It's not like you're bad confrontation. It's like a very, very nice.
Is it a co-op or is it just a not very, very mean game? So
no, it's not cooperative. Everyone is on their own.
Okay, cool.
So, but the interaction between players, it's not harsh. It's quite amicable, right?
Okay,
So
cool.
what you're trying to do is getting in front of them and getting that special place before the other one. And we've been playing this game a lot, both physical and online these days, of course. And the experience that we're getting and the feedback that we're getting from the players is really, really phenomenal. So I'm looking forward for you guys to give it a go as soon as possible.
Can't wait to have a look at that one.
And finally, this is pretty heavy.
That's a big box.
That's a big box. This is called Polis. So this one, yeah, I'm gonna have to go further away for it to fit the screen. This one is a game for. This is a re-edition of an old game, a game that was printed in 2012, and it was really, really well regarded within the circles of wargamers and really heavy gamers.
Okay.
This is by the designer Fran Diaz, and he made this game, which is set in the old Greece wars. One player plays Athens, and the other player plays Sparta. Okay. And what you're trying to do is to get control over the territory, making sure that you have the right resources to feed all of your population and your troops, making sure that you develop the right sculptures and cultural landmarks that will give you prestige and whatnot. And as I say, this game is a classic. This game has been around for some time, but back in the day, the edition that was made, it just disappeared, and it hasn't been available for a very long time. Okay. So we took the opportunity of rethinking it and reprinting it, and the new edition is absolutely gorgeous. And we will be showing more of these in the next few months.
Yeah, it looks very impressive. I do like something that comes in a nice big hefty box. You know, you've got a proper game in there. That's really cool. What would you say is your favorite game out of all the games that you've produced? What's your favorite game?
The only one. Oof, that's.
Oh, I'll let you have two.
Okay, so the Red Cathedral. I don't think I mentioned the designers. Sheila Santos and Israel Tendero. They are the designers. They are a couple and a team of game designers. They made a really nice game with this one. And I'm going to limit myself to the games that we published this year. Okay. Because it's quite hard to pick on everything. And of course, Paris. Paris is a very, very solid game. It's a game that I love playing with my wife and my friends every now and then when I have the chance to play with only one of them. And yeah, I think that these two would be like the highlights of this year. Polis is a game that it's a fantastic game, but it's very focused on that type of gamer. So I wouldn't recommend it to a lot of people, to everybody. It's only for those people who enjoy these big, thinky games that are gonna keep you around the table for a very long time. Razia, of course, that's easy because it's been nominated, and that's we can only wish for the best.
And it's online as well, which is great. So people can actually try it out online, which is fantastic on Tabletopia.
Absolutely, yeah. That's also something that you can do. But if you make me take only 2 games of the ones that we published this year, they're going to be Red Cathedral and Paris.
Fantastic. Yeah, I do love Paris very much. So good. I'm looking forward to Red Cathedral. So that's amazing. I'm so glad you've got so much in the pipeline for us, and we're looking forward to showing people a bit more about what you've got with a few things we've got online, which is fantastic. That's great. Is there anything else that you want to tell us about?
No, well, not really. I mean, I would really like to invite people to keep looking at the actual living range of games from Devir, because as a publisher, our philosophy is not about publishing the next hot thing and forgetting about it. So whenever I have the chance to talk about Devir games, I always like to talk about the new releases that we just had, but also asking people to go back and give it a shot to games like Silk or La Viña, or Holmes, which is one of our evergreens. It's a really solid game that any couple should have in their home, and so many of these titles. So it's like that we keep doing new games like everybody does, but we want to support our titles in the long run. So they will be there for you to try, and we're always open to hearing what people think about that.
That's fantastic. That's great. I know there's a couple of games that we, I mean, as well as the new ones, things like Dragons and Chickens, which I think it was the first game that I ever bought when I walked into the Cosmos shop in the UK. It was like, I need something for a holiday, what should I take? And they said, you've got children, Dragons and Chickens. And it has stayed evergreen in our family. We love that game so much. Action, violence,
it's
fun.
It's a serious laugh. Yeah.
Such good fun. And that's the thing I like about Devir is, although you've got your heavy side of things, there's such a lot of really nice kind of family friendly, just having a giggle with some of your games. I think that's really important today, especially we're trying to bring up children to come and be gamers with us, and the fact you've got things like the Colour Monster, you know, from 3+ we can start teaching our children how to play board games. It's fantastic.
I could talk for hours about the Colour Monster. I mean, I think that the game is relevant beyond the actual game. I mean, this is a game that you can have fun with your children and whatnot, but this is a game that invites families to have conversations with the little ones about some topics that are sometimes not that easy to talk about. I mean, whenever you can look at some kids playing with their parents from a little distance, the conversations that come out from that table, I mean, they give me goosebumps. I mean,
they're amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And it's not just the children telling the stories, it's the adults as well, which I like. I like the fact that, you know, if you land on anger, you tell your child, yes, I was angry at your daddy because he didn't put the bins out. But it shows that it's okay to be angry. And I think that's so important, because so many parents are scared to say, I feel this too. And for children to see that, I think is such an important mental health message. It's just
actually, I mean, not only we as parents learn about the feelings of our children, but many kids discover that their parents, they also have feelings, and they sometimes are afraid, and they sometimes are sad, and sometimes are super happy. And it's good for these kids to identify these moods on their parents as well. So, I mean, this is a conversation maker, and it's a very important title for that.
It is. It's great. Well, thank you, David, for taking the time to come and talk to us. It's been lovely to put a face to the name, finally. Right. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you online at Spiel, I guess.
Okay, we will definitely meet there. And I'm so happy to meet you as well. And for everybody watching us and listening to us, just come and try our games.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.